Welcome to La Jefa Experience, the place where moms in any stage of motherhood come to get tools, tips, and support to thrive as the CEO of their life and family. What's up, Jefas all over the world? Welcome to La Jefa Experience. I am your host, ROCIO Cisco, and I am here for episode 25. Wanted to give you guys an update on what's going on with me and what's happened with me in the last week. The last month, actually, I have been applying for a part-time position, and I got hired. So last week was my first week. Which is why you guys didn't see me too much on social media. If you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, I wasn't really on there too much last week. I didn't really post anything because I was giving myself the space to adjust to my new schedule, my new routines, and give myself the grace to learn and screw it up and succeed and have wins and just not put pressure on myself to do anything that I really didn't need to do. So with all that being said, there was a transition and there are some adjustments that I need to make. And I'm so excited because I have been intentionally putting focus in this part, in this field for myself, for my life, in creating more income and honestly creating more systems so that I can scale and transition into scaling this in a bigger way for La Jefa, for my coaching services. So this showed up in my life, and I decided to take the leap and do what I said that I had been wanting to do for a while now, more like 2 months that I had been like really meditating on it. I've shared with you guys that I do the Tony Robbins priming meditation every morning. And that is one of the things that he references is, at the end, he asks, what are the 3 things that you are going to focus on in the next week, in the next month, in the next year, whatever the case may be, or just today, right? So that's been one of the things, is creating more income and giving myself the room to play and try new things and put myself in those uncomfortable positions. So I wanted to talk to you guys today, with all that being said, on how to go about trusting yourself more and how you can start having more confidence in yourself, because all of that that I just shared with you guys started with very simple commitment to myself, was to find a way to create more income and really continue to meditate on this and really continue to put intention behind it, because it's so easy to just change your mind and go for the shiny object and try something new every day, or maybe think about something new to do, put something more on your to-do list, right, every day. And I stuck to my guns. I stayed committed and I stayed consistent, and it all started with meditating, and I've been meditating every day. And then it turned into, okay, let me just stick and be consistent to these three things until I start seeing momentum and movement in those 3 things. And I got to tell you guys, I am for manifestation. I am for uh, um, intention and creating what you want to create. And I'll be honest with you guys, it starts with intention and consistency, and really staying committed, whether you see things or not. And I believe that the fact that I've stayed so committed and so consistent in these last 2-3 months on these 3 things is why I'm starting to see the shift, because I'm doing things to put myself in that position to take action. It is for that reason, Hefaz, that I want to share with you guys today 5 ways that you can start trusting yourself more. Number 1, set small, attainable goals. Emphasis on small and attainable, ladies. Take the big goal, for example, of losing 10 pounds, and think of all the small ways that you can contribute and attribute to that goal. Okay. the small, easy ways that you can attribute to the goal. For me, one of those ways may be to drink more water. Oh, that's easy. I'll do that. No problem. For you, it might not be that. For you, it might be something else. So think of all the small, attainable ways that you can start working towards the big goal of the example, losing 10 pounds. Okay. Those small, attainable goals will add up and will propel you forward in your big goal. Number 2, show up. You have taken a big goal and now you have broken it down into small, attainable goals. The point of breaking it down into small, attainable goals is so that you are more likely to show up. Because when you show up, you are giving yourself your own motivation to continue doing these things. You are giving yourself the confidence that you can set expectations and goals for yourself and you will show up. All of these actions that you show up for consistently, by the way, will turn into bigger actions that you will have motivation to show up for in the future. So when you are setting those small attainable goals, make sure that they are attainable for you so that you give yourself the ability to show up without question, without issues, without very, very minor with very, very minor challenges. I'm not saying that things aren't going to come up. All I'm saying is that you're more likely to show up for these small attainable goals than for any bigger goals. And right now, that is what you need, Jefa, because you just need to gain the momentum of saying you're going to do things and doing them, showing up for yourself. And when you don't show up, you're telling yourself that you are not worthy, you are not enough, and you do not deserve these things that you say that you need, want, and desire. So show up for yourself because you are worthy. You're a Jefa. Number 3, give yourself permission to fail. What person in this world that ever did anything worth talking about, worth discussing, worth sharing, didn't fail at least once? Think it through. Think it through. Think of the person that you admire the most and have so much respect for. Look for a YouTube video on that person and them talking about failing. I guarantee you there's one out there. Okay. So give yourself permission that if you screw it up and you don't, you fail, you do something that you maybe didn't want to do, or maybe you decided, you realized that this wasn't really something that you wanted, or you did it and it didn't work, give yourself that permission because you're going to fail before you figure it out. You're going to fail before you figure out what works for you. The fact that you are even showing up, says so much about you and takes courage, Jefa. So remember that, okay? When you are doing these things that are probably uncomfortable for you, you're way out of your comfort zone, just remember that takes courage too. And give yourself that permission. Give yourself that permission to screw it up. It's going to take a couple reps. It's going to take a couple rounds, but you're going to figure it out because you're going to show up and you're going to stay consistent to showing up for yourself. Okay? Give yourself that permission to fail. And along with that, give yourself the permission to succeed, because believe it or not, some of us don't do that either. We are so afraid of succeeding because of what it's going to mean about us, the things that are going to happen and occur because of it. And honestly, it's just a cycle for some of us that are just self-sabotaging our own success. And I think of when I think of this, I think of Biggie when he says, more money, more problems, right? I'm a big Biggie fan, love him so much. I still bump to his music. And at the same time, I hear that and I'm like, you know what? That's the problem, ladies. That's the problem. And coming from someone who knows particularly with money. I've been doing my own story work and healing around my relationship with money. I have a fear. I have a fear of having so much of it. So when it comes to things like goal setting and actually succeeding in your goals, your big goals, give yourself permission to succeed. You deserve it. You're worthy. And those are the kind of affirmations and things that I work on daily now to remind myself how worthy, how deserving I am to succeed, because I've put in the work and I continue to put in the work every day. And I'm persistent, regardless of if I screw it up or fail. I'm persistent in doing that. Or honestly, regardless of how challenging it is, I'm persistent in doing that because I know I have a bigger purpose here, not only for myself and my family, it's for you guys too. I want to show you ladies, the jefas of the world, that it is possible. And if I can do it, so can you. No excuses. Okay. This is the only way that I know how to do it right now. So give yourself the permission to succeed and to win and to continue to do that as you show up for yourself, as you set these small attainable goals to arrive to the bigger picture. The fifth way to start trusting yourself more, Jefa, is to make a decision. When you are at the crossroads of making a decision and you are considering whether you should go right, left, or right, paralyzing yourself by continuing to just doubt yourself and fear what may or may not happen stops you from making that decision. And then you don't make it. And then you put it off and then you procrastinate. And then before you know it, you're back to square one. Make a decision and stick by it. Because here's the thing and the kicker. It doesn't matter what the decision was. It doesn't matter that you were right or wrong. What matters is that you made it and you chose to propel forward. Propel forward in your decision. Propel forward in whatever it is that you're deciding on. Okay? So make it. You're going to learn. You're going to succeed and fail. You're going to adjust. And that's the best thing that you can do. And that is the best way that you can start showing up for yourself and giving yourself more trust and giving yourself more confidence, is to continue making decisions and learning from them and start realizing that your gut is constantly giving you signs on what the right decision for you is. This is all leading back to that, because we all know what the right or wrong thing is for us for the most part. What happens is that things start to filter in with the fear and the doubt, and you start doubting your own ability to make decisions for yourself. So you will start to look outward and you will start to seek other people's advice and you will start to seek other people's opinions, yet all at the same time, all while knowing that you already know what you should do. So make that decision and see where it leads you. All of it is leading you to the right place, whether it was the right decision then and there, or you learn from it and continue to go a different path until you got to the right one. Trust that you are being led to the right path either way, even if it wasn't the right decision to begin with or in the first shot. Okay. Jefas, if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, follow, and share the podcast with a fellow mama that could benefit from the message as well. I'd also love for you to leave a 5-star review and let me know what you'd love to hear on La Jefa Experience. As always, Jefa, you are worthy and already have what it takes to stress less, love more, and be unstoppable. Go do something this week that challenges you. Go do something this week that you've been wanting to do for a very long time, and trust your gut and intuition in what it's telling you, where to go and what decision to make, no matter what. Go get them.